welcome to this little video. My name is Jennifer French, and I own the Yoga Sanctuary. I'm one of the teachers here. And I'm here with Melissa Goodwin. And what we're doing is doing these little interviews with teachers each month to see what's happening in a teacher's life, what's special, what's going on, and I'm sharing that with you. So Melissa is coming up on 10 years of teaching yoga, which is a really, really amazing thing. The time goes by so fast. It feels like you've been with us for five of those years, which is our blessing. So Melissa, my question in this little interview to you is, what is one of the greatest things you've learned throughout these 10 years in teaching yoga?
Well, I think that probably the biggest thing that I learned is how little I knew when I began. I didn't really understand how big yoga is. I knew it mostly as the physical practice for many years, and it wasn't until I took teacher training that I really began to understand that yoga was so much more than that. So probably my biggest learning was how much there was to learn and how big yoga is, and sort of tied into that, a little different but kind of part of it. I didn't understand that yoga was so complete, that there was beyond the physical practice, that yoga was really a complete system for living your life, for living well in the world. That for sure was news to me. And so when I began, I never thought that I would say I've been teaching for 10 years. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know how much I didn't know. And then all of these questions and doors were being opened, and I kept learning and learning. So now I see how much I've learned, and I realize how much there still is to learn, and it's really very infinite. Yeah. Well, one other thing too is I don't think I realized how scientific yoga was.
What do you mean by that?
Well, because I approached it from a physical practice that felt good to me. I was not a particularly athletic kid. I didn't run fast. I couldn't do chin-ups. But yoga always felt good in my body, and so for me, yoga was more intuitive. Like, I do this and it feels good. I didn't realize though that part of why it feels so good is because it's based on anatomy. That the anatomy is very scientific, and we don't just move our body this way because it feels good, which is what I thought, but because it feels good because we move our body in this way, and there's a reason why we do that. And also beyond that, the eating aspects and all of that, and the breathing and all of those things are really very scientific.
Yeah, so true. So, what do you think the next 10 years might bring? And not just in your teaching, right? Not just in your teaching, but as a student of yoga in general.
Yeah, that's a great question, because I'm at this 10-year mark. So I finished my 200-hour teacher training really fairly quickly, like in 2 years. And then I taught, and now it's taken me the rest of those 10 years to be on the verge of finishing the 500-hour training. So that's kind of a milestone, but it's not the end of anything. Mm-hmm. I think at this point, I want to learn about all these different things that I've come across in this huge universe of yoga learning. There's so many things that you can learn, and I just want to see which ones call to me and learn those. I don't really see any reason why my physical practice necessarily needs to diminish. I'm 62 now, but I feel 20 in my body, but it may. So I could see me going more into the spiritual side of things, which I've done a lot of in the last few years anyway, so I've been drawn more into that anyway. So I might be exploring more of the meditative practices or more subtle practices.
And so often as we explore these practices in our own bodies, our own minds, we then end up sharing them with the people that come to our classes. So who knows what interesting little things Melissa will have to share with us as the years go by. Right? So congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Very
it's my
exciting.
blessing to be
Very
a part of the Yoga Sanctuary.
It's our blessing to have you as part of the Yoga Sanctuary. And thank you all for joining us, for listening and learning about where Melissa is on her path. And we'll have someone else for you to learn about next month. Namaste.
Namaste.